Kom here with Studio Sweat On Demand, here with the lovely Bethany.
Hi guys, it's been so long.
You know, it really feels like it's been a long time since
really does.
we have sat down together to do a vlog.
I've missed you so.
I missed you too. Let's do this. So one of the questions that came in when we solicited questions yesterday, I thought was great. It came from Kara Christensen, and she is in Missouri. Missouri.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sorry, Missouri. And just kidding. And she was asking about triathlon training and using the spin bike instead of a road bike. And her reasoning is she does most of her workouts when it's dark out in the morning before the sun rises. Good for you.
We don't really know about that here.
No.
We don't do that.
The sun has to get up before I get up. Anyways, we have used the spin bike on a consistent basis.
We know
train.
something about this.
Yeah, for triathlons ourselves.
Yes.
We've done triathlon trainings here at Studio Sweat, and one of the workouts that really prepared us was, it's my daughter. One of the workouts that really prepared us well was when we would do bricks on our spin bike, and then we would go right out for a run, and we literally do a transition. And that, I always called it spinner's legs. That gave us spinner's legs. And when we went out on the course, we kind of kicked butt when it came to the cycling.
No, we did.
We dominated.
Yeah.
It's true. So there are people that, train as almost a lifestyle. And when it came to the bike portion of the race, bike for bike, meaning if we had the same bike as they had, we were dominating, which was crazy to us because we hardly ever even rode an actual road bike, right?
But I will say, if you primarily train on a spin bike, be sure maybe once or twice before your race to hop on your road bike, because it is kind of weird to ride on a bike that moves under you. I'm not even kidding.
No,
like it is kind of a weird feeling if you've only been training on the spin bike, which honestly, when we were doing the races consistently, it got to a point where I didn't even jump on my road bike because I was like, you know what, there's no sense in me going out to ride on my bike. I have been riding on, my legs are ready.
Yeah.
Like we did enough riding that my legs were ready. I didn't feel like I needed to go out and train on my bike other than just to maybe ride around my block to be like, okay, this thing moves under me. It's kind of a weird feeling.
Well, and then you have to know your bike. You have to know your gears.
Yes.
So you have to know your big chain gears and your small chain
Yes.
gears. And you want to make sure that you have that perfected. Because I've seen people lose triathlons or fall way behind not knowing their gear system on their bike. And when you're going downhill, for example, you need to continue to pedal, and the only way that you can do that is if you increase your gear, right? So you're in a heavier gear, taking advantage of the resistance that you can get and the road under the tires. So I will say know your gears on your bike, but when it comes to preparing your legs and your lungs, you can do that on your spin bike without a problem. So let me tell you the type of training that we would do specifically when it came.
We did a good one.
We did. And so some of the rides that we would do are the steady endurance type riding, because most triathlon courses are fairly flat. Flat to slight hills.
Little hills, little bumpy hills.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'll tell you the ones you're going to do better on spinners, you're going to do better on the ones that do have bigger hills, because there are no flats really in your spin class. But what I always encourage people to do that are preparing for a triathlon, whether it be a sprint or a full or an Ironman, is when you get on your spin bike, you do need to practice endurance riding. Because when we're in our spin classes, especially a lot of the Studio Sweat On Demand classes, we're doing a lot of interval training. And when you're doing a triathlon, again, whether it be a sprint, full, or Ironman or woman, you're going to need steady, strong legs. So I will have riders get on their bikes and we'll set a cadence, and you'll literally have to hold that cadence at a set level of resistance for as long as the race that you're doing, the bike course is. And so let's say it's 15 miles, okay? So you're going to be going for, 15 miles is a little long for a sprint. So Kara, if we're talking about 10 miles maybe?
It's like anywhere from like 10 to 12. We've done the 15. Remember. Some of our races have been 15, but it's rare to have that long of a bike time.
Yeah. So get on, and that I'd say, let's say it's 12 miles. I'd say you're probably going to want to ride for about 40 minutes. Get your warm up done, because in a real triathlon you'll be warm from the swim. And just taking your wetsuit off if you have a wetsuit, so you'll be warm. But anyways, hop on your bike, warm up, and then ride at a steady, solid cadence that gets your heart rate up to about 85% max. And if you're doing heart rate training, literally see what it feels like to hold your heart rate at a steady 85% max for, 30, 40 minutes. Then hop off your bike and go for a run. And Kara, I understand that you might not be ready to run outside, but if you have a treadmill, definitely go straight from your spin bike to your treadmill.
It does a number on your legs. It feels really strange, and there's no way to. You have to do it in training.
Yeah.
Because if you wait till just the race day and go, oh, it's fine, I don't need to do this transitional run time.
Right.
Your legs are going to feel so messed up. But if you know that that's the feeling to expect when you're going into that race, you'll be that much better off too.
And we were fine doing, those are called bricks when you go straight from the bike to a run. We were doing those like once a week, and that was it to get ready for our tri, and we were totally ready. I mean,
and it's a mental thing too.
Yeah, they call it a brick because your legs feel like bricks right after you get off that endurance riding and then go into a run. It's true, your legs feel like bricks. So you want to kind of prepare your body for that.
Yeah.
Okay?
I have one more tip.
Yep.
One last tip for you guys is, I know a lot of you are probably doing your training runs listening to music, but a lot of the times on the race courses you're not allowed to listen to music.
It's true.
And I remember the first race I did, I had always listened to music when I ran, one earplug in. But I remember on the first course of my run, I remember kind of being freaked out because I was hearing myself breathe.
Right.
And I had no idea if that was normal.
It can be scary.
It was. Like, I thought, oh my gosh,
Am I hyperventilating?
Is my heart rate too high?
Yeah.
Do I normally breathe like this?
Yeah.
So on some of those practice runs, I'm not saying every single one of them, but on those practice runs, train without your music so that you get used to hearing your body breathe and know what's normal for your body when you're running, or if you're pushing it too hard and you need to back off a little bit. But just so that you hear your own breathing and your own
True,
rhythm.
it's a good tip.
Train on occasion without your music. And it's going to be hard, but you have to do the race without it too.
Most races you do. And just know that if you're not the strongest swimmer, you're gonna pick people off when you go on the bike ride because you have strong spinner's legs or the run. Yeah. So our team didn't come out first to the water except for Bethany, but you saw Studio Sweat jerseys passing person after person after person
it was
on the.
Awesome.
And we are road bikers, so we were like, yeah. And we needed that advantage before we got to the run because we don't run a whole lot. So that was really great.
Old times.
Old times, good old times. Yeah, we need to do another one of those. So anyways, Kara, get on, ride steady, do a couple of bricks if you can, and when you're riding, get your heart rate up to 85%, hold it steady because you don't want to go much higher than that when you still have a run ahead of you. Okay? All right, we hope that helps you. And to prepare yourself for triathlons and just life in general, make sure you check out the amazing fat torching body sculpting workouts on Studio Sweat On Demand.